Acha, Nikhil. Nikhil, is that you from? Good morning, Rajay. Good morning, Nikhil. Good morning to all. Okay. So, okay. Nikhil, okay. Let's see. So yesterday we have got to a result. So we have started with I will derive. Yeah. So okay, Nikhil. So I will derive from the starting. Means not all the derivation, but will go across what we did. So this was ax square plus bx plus c, something like this. The condition was that a comma b comma c belongs to real number. Okay. This was ABC belongs to real number, and we have another condition that a is not equal to 0. ABC belongs to real number and a is not equal to 0. Just because of this condition, what we can do, we can divide this with a. So we got this y is equals to a into x square plus b by ax plus c, right? And then we converted this part. I will write it with other color. So this part I can write it as x minus b by 2a whole square. This is minus b square by 4a square. Okay, this part I can. Sir, our physics sir also teaching us. Does we want to write those? No. Whatever physics sir is teaching, just write those notes in physics. That is basic maths. Before what? See, whatever physics sir is doing, that is just sufficient enough for you to move across in physics, because sine curve, cos curve will be coming in physics, right? So write those notes in physics, and those topics which physics sir is doing, we will do explicitly in maths in great detail. Okay, so just write those introductory topics in physics. We will do those topics in maths also, but those topics will be covered in great depth in maths. Okay, fine. So this was, yeah, I will tell you what we'll do. I will tell you what we'll do with the formula. Okay, so this was what we were getting. Okay, if you have derived it yesterday, which was homework, so you must have got till here. So this will become y is equals to a into x minus b by 2a whole square. This way, this a when gets multiplied, this becomes minus b square by 4a plus c. Okay. Now see, only variable part is this one. The only variable part is this one. Variable. Okay. And this is the constant part. This is the constant part. Okay. Just wait for a second. Okay, so and this is the constant part. This is the constant. Okay, so what I'll do, I will combine this. So this, if I take minus common, so this will become minus of b square minus 4ac by 4a. B square minus 4ac by 4a, and this is nothing but a into x minus b by 2a whole square. This is y. Okay, so I'll write this equation once again. Okay, x plus, oh sorry, x plus, yes, correct, x plus x plus b by 2a, x plus b by 2, yeah, correct, very good, thank you very much. So this is, I will write this once again. So this is y is equals to a into x plus b by 2a whole square and minus of b square minus 4ac by 4a, right? This is the same thing which I have written before, where I know that this is the variable part and this is the constant part. Okay, so this constant, I will just simply write this constant as d. I will simply write this as some constant. Let's write this as minus of d. Let's write this as minus of d. Okay, so we will get y is equals to a into x plus b by 2a whole square minus d. Okay, this is a constant now. This is a constant. But if suppose you have a constant, if you have a constant, it will have a limited value. By b is already given, a is already given, c is already given. So this will have a constant value. 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 1, 500, 600, minus 1000, minus 10,000. But this will have a limited constant value. है ना? So this constant will have a limited constant value. This will have a limited constant value. Why? Because this is dependent on a constant variables B, A, and C. Okay, this is the part which is variable, right? This is the part which is variable, right? And also this variable part has a square on it. This is a square. This is a perfect square. A into perfect square. Okay, now think about it. First, let's assume that A is greater than 0. But we know that A cannot be equal to 0. So A can be either greater than 0 or A can be less than 0. We can take two cases. This is case 1 and this is case 2. That A is greater than 0 and A is less than 0. This is case 2. This is case 1. This is okay. Till here everything is fine. Now suppose x is equals to minus b by 2. Suppose x is equals to minus b by 2a, right? So what will this total thing become? What will this total thing become? Tell me fast. If x is equals to minus b by 2a, this will become 0. So total thing will become minus d. So total y will become minus d. है ना? If x is equals to minus b by 2a, so y will become minus d. Very good. Okay. Now take, so suppose x is equals to minus b by 2a is the center. Now if I move on to the right, this total thing will become what? The sign of this total thing. The sign of this total thing will be, this is square, so this will be positive into a positive value, so total sign will be positive. So the total sign is positive, right? So this is, so x is, suppose x is minus b by 2a, something greater than minus b by 2a, right? So this will become y is equals to something positive minus d, something positive minus d. So tell me which will be greater in value, this value or this value? Why? Obviously this value. Why? Because we are now adding something positive to the minus d. Now we are adding something, right? Okay. Now think about it moving on the left side. Now think about moving on the left side of minus b by 2a. If suppose x is equals to minus b by 2a, something which is negative, a little less than minus b by 2a. But this is okay. Minus b by 2a. Fine. Now again, tell me what will be the sign of this overall? Something less than minus b by 2a. This whole thing will be positive. This whole thing will be again positive. Why? Because there is a square, right? This overall will be positive into a positive, right? Into a, which is again positive. So that means again this part will be positive. So y will become something positive minus d. So this will be greater or this will be greater? Obviously this part will be greater. Why? Because something is added to a particular value. Okay, I will repeat it once again. First, I will repeat it once again. Let's write this. Let's write the first case. So this is y is equals to a into x plus b by 2a whole square minus d. Okay. What I will do, I will just simply write it as, some constant k plus some constant k. Plus some constant k. Forget about d. I will write it as plus some constant k. And a minus d I have taken as k. Okay. So just for simplicity's sake. Now the case one is that a is positive. So what I will do, I will take x is equals to minus b by 2a. First I will take x is equals to minus b by 2a. Okay. So what will this become? This will become 0, right? 0 into a, 0. 0 plus k, you will get k. So that means here y will be equals to k. Understood? This part is clear. This part is very much clear. Yes, sir. This part is clear. Now let's take y x is equals to minus b by 2 as the center. We can move. So x is equals to minus b by 2 is center. We can move on the right side or we can move on the left side. That means This is minus b by 2a. We can take value greater than minus b by 2a, or we can take value less than minus b by 2a. Okay, let's take value x less than minus b by 2a. Anything less than minus b by 2a, right? So tell me, no matter what value you take less than minus b by 2a, this whole thing, because there is a square, this whole thing will become what? This whole thing will, the sign of this whole thing is again positive. Yes or no? This sign of this whole thing is positive. Why? Because it's a square. Yes, square into a value positive, square into a positive value. So this overall sign will be positive, right? So what will you get y as? Y is equals to some positive value plus k, some positive value plus k. Okay, now tell me which one is greater, this one or this one? This y is greater or this y is greater? But obviously this y is greater, na? Something is added to something, so it will always be greater, right? Understood? So which is greater? This one. So this is greater. Okay, fine. Now let's take a value of x more than minus b by 2a. Let's move on to the right side. So now x is greater than minus b by 2a. No matter how right or what right we take or what greater value we take, whatever is inside the square, the sign of this, again this whole thing will be positive or negative? This whole thing will be positive. Why positive? Because there is a square. This whole thing will be positive because there is a square, right? Overall sign, because a is positive, this whole thing will be positive, right? So again on the right side we will have y is equals to some positive value or some positive value plus k. Okay, now tell me which one is greater, this one or this one? Which one is greater, this one or this one? Again this one is greater than this, so the greater. So now what we have, what we understood, that if we move away from minus b by 2a, if we'll move away from minus b by 2a, away means by on the right or on the left. Suppose you are standing on the straight line, this is a point, I'm saying move away from this straight line, I'm saying move away from straight line. Either you can move in this direction or you move in this direction. Same thing, suppose x is standing on minus b by 2a, x can move in right direction or x can move in left direction. In whatever direction it moves, whatever direction it goes, the value of this y increases. The value of this y increases. That means this point x is equals to minus b by 2a will give you what? The minimum point. This x is equals to minus b by 2a will give you what? The minimum point. That means on the right side if you go, you will increase. On the left side if you go, you will again increase. Right? So that means the curve must have been something like this. The curve must have been something like this. That means U-shaped. And why this U-shape? Because we have considered first case, that is A is positive. Till here everything is okay? Yes, parabola. We call it a parabola, but later on. Right now it's a quadratic expression. Parabola is later. Later we'll see what is parabola. We do not think about it's a parabola. Just a quadratic expression with U shape. Everybody understood this thing? Yes or no? Yes or no? Everybody understood this? By A cannot be 0, Surya. First thing we took consideration that A cannot be 0, otherwise it will not be a quadratic expression. Remember Surya? Yes. Surya. Okay. Understood? Very good. Now second case, we will take second case. Second case is when A is negative. We'll take second case. Very good. So y is equals to a into x plus b by 2a whole square plus k. Fine. Okay. Let's take second case when a is negative. When a is negative, again x is equals to minus b by 2a. X is equals to minus b by 2a. On the number line, let's x is equals to minus b by 2a. What will be the value of y? Tell me fast. What will be the value of y? Tell me fast. What will be the value of y? K. Yes or no? Yes or no? K. Everyone? Yes, it will be k. Because this part will become 0. Very good. Very good. Understood? Fine. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now let's move on to the value of x on the right side. Let's move on the value of x on the right side. Let's move for x greater than minus b by 2a. If x is greater than minus b by 2a, what will happen to the whole this part? What will be the sign of this part? What will be the sign of only the part which I am showing? The sign of this part will be positive. Very good, very good. This part will be positive. Very good. Overall sign will become what? Overall sign will become what? Overall sign will become negative. Very good. So that means y will become some negative value plus k. Right? So now tell me which is greater, this or this? First one is greater or second one is greater? Well, obviously first one is greater because now something is subtracted from. Yes, very good. So this is smaller. So this is smaller. Understood? Now think about it. If I move on the right side, I'm getting smaller. What should happen on the left side? Again, if I move, x is less than minus b by 2a. X is less than minus b by 2a. What will happen to this? What will be the sign of this? What will be the sign of this? Again positive. है ना? Overall sign will become again negative. Overall sign will become again negative. So what is the value of y? Y will become negative plus k. So which is smaller? This one or this one? Obviously the first one. So that means this one is again smaller. Understood? Fine. So that means if I will move on the right side of minus b by 2a, if I move on the right side of minus b by 2a, I'm getting a smaller value. If I move on the left side of minus b by 2a, I'm getting negative. I'm getting smaller value. That means what kind of a shape I will get? That means on the right side. That means first thing, minus b by 2a is which point? Minus b by 2a is the point of maxima. That means if minus b by 2a, x is equals to minus b by 2a, I was standing at the maximum value. If I move on the right side, decreasing. If I move on the left side, decreasing. Understood? So what kind of a shape it will be? It will be hill shape, okay, or it will be downward or downward facing quadratic expression or downward parabola. Okay, fine. You are so much connected with parabola. Understood? So this part understood. So what is actually determining the shape, upward or downward? Which one is determining the shape, upward and downward? The only one thing which is determining is which is A. A is the only thing, the sign of A. Yes, very good. The sign of A is the only thing which is determining the upward or downward shape of any curve which is quadratic. Okay. So the first thing we understood about the shape is that, shape is that A determines the upward or downward facing of quadratic expression. Fine. A will determine upward or downward facing of the quadratic expression. If A is greater than 0, that means which kind of a shape it will be? Upward facing. Upward facing. है ना? Upward facing. One more important point we understood about when A is greater than 0. One more important point we understood about when A is greater than 0. What was that? Will this kind of a curve will have maxima or minima point? This kind of a curve will have maxima or minima? Minima. Very good. So that means this will have a minimum. So that means the shape will be this and this will be the minimum point. Understood? Yes. Understood? Fine. Rest is when A is less than 0. When A is less than 0. Understood? Fine. When A is less than 0. What kind of a shape was it? It was downward facing. Down facing. Right? And had a maximum. So this will be the maximum point. Okay. So these points we understood. These things will be determined by the sign of A. By maxima or minima is what? What is maxima? What is the meaning of maximum? What is the meaning of maximum? What is the meaning of maximum? That it will have a maximum value. See, if here all the values are highest, this is the highest point. What is the meaning of minimum? Minimum is lowest. This is the lowest point. Now lowest point does not necessarily mean lowest point does not necessarily mean that it is 0. It can be anything. It can be -1, it can be -2. Sometime lowest value can be 2 also. It does not matter. So the lowest point is this, the maximum point is this. I will show in the actual curve what is the meaning of maximum point and minimum point. Okay, just wait for a second. Just wait for a second. Okay, let's see. So I hope you are able to see the screen. Now see the first curve is this x square, simply x square. So what will be the minimum point? What do you think will be the minimum point? But this is the minimum point. This is the minimum point because on the right side when you are moving, increasing, on the left side you are moving, increasing. So which is the minimum point? This is the minimum point, 0, 0. Let's move on to this one. Let's move on to this one. Now this is the parabolic curve. This is the upward facing quadratic expression. Now what will be the minimum point? But this is the minimum point. At -1, this will be the minimum point. Every point after this will give you more value. Every point after this will give you more value, right? Very good, very good. Now let's take any other. Let's take, so in these both cases, what is the coefficient of x square? In the first case, what is the coefficient of x square? Tell me fast. 1, positive, greater than 0. Second one, what is the coefficient of x square? 1, again positive, greater than 0. Let's take anything else. Let's take anything, and 4 into, let's take 4 into x square plus 5x plus minus 90. Okay, let's remove the other two curves. Right now the coefficient of x square is 4. What kind of a shape it should get? 90 is very much. Let's take minus 9. Okay, now again the coefficient of x is 4, means greater than 0. Greater than 0. What kind of a curve you should get? Upward facing. Is it upward facing? Yes. What is the minimum point? This is the minimum point. At minus 0.625 and something, you are getting the minimum point. Everybody understood the meaning of minimum? Yes. Everybody understood the meaning of minimum? Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now what I will do? Instead of positive in every case, I will simply put a negative. So here it was plus x square. I will just simply substitute minus x square. So let's see what will I get. Minus x square means downward facing, which is the maximum point. This is the maximum point, 0, 0. Understood? What is the coefficient of x square? -1, less than 0. Very good. In here also, if I substitute this with minus, again downward facing, right? Downward facing, it will have a maximum point. What is the maximum point? -1, -1, 5, right? In the third case, it was 4x square. I will simply substitute 4 with -4. Let's see what we will get. We will get again a maximum point. Maximum point will be this. Rest every other point will be minimum. Everybody understood? Right? Everybody understood? Yes? Okay. Fine. So this was the explanation. This was the actual explanation why A is the only thing which is determining the shape. Why A is the only thing which is determining the shape. Understood? Everyone? Fine? Very good. Now see, after shape, what we look, we'll say that okay, the shape is fine. Now we understood what kind of a shape it is. But with quadratic expressions, we always have seen what is quadratic. What are the roots, right? With quadratic expression or quadratic equation, we will always have roots. So, sir, how can we find the roots, or what is the actual meaning of the root? Okay, fine. So let's see what actually roots or quadratic equation means. Fine. So see, there is a great difference between quadratic equation and a quadratic expression. Okay. So quadratic equation quadratic expression. Fine, you have quadratic expression, right? Now from quadratic expression, you will have quadratic expression or something like when y is equals to Darshan beta, I told you na, just calm down, okay? Just calm down. I will tell you. Don't worry, okay? First, you just read this what I'm teaching. Don't try to chase something which I'm not teaching, okay? Okay, fine. It's okay. So we have quadratic expression as ax square plus bx plus c. Okay. So this is a special. This is a name given to the quadratic expression. Okay. When this is y, when y is equals to something, that means when I am equating something in terms of x, you are getting different values of y. When you are having different values of x, you are having different values of y. है ना? Okay. Fine. So see. Sir, can we say plus x as upward curve? No. Plus x square. Plus positive with x square. X square should have a positive sign because coefficient of x square is a. Only with a we can determine upward facing or downward facing, not with the coefficient of x. Only with x square. Coefficient of only x square will determine. This is quadratic expression. Now, what is quadratic equation? Quadratic equation means instead of y, where it is a part of quadratic expression, instead of y, when I will simply substitute 0. So when I will substitute instead of y is equal to 0, ax square plus bx plus c, what does this become? This become a quadratic equation. Only difference, right? So quadratic expression will have a whole curve, everything. Quadratic equation will be instead of y, I will substitute 0. You know, instead of y, I will substitute 0. So, sir, what does this mean? What is the so special thing about it? What is so special about quadratic equation, and why is it different from quadratic expression? By for quadratic equation, the only difference is that it is the value of x. It is the value of x in which the curve touches x-axis. It is a value of x for which the curve touches x-axis, or when or the value of x, for which y becomes 0, है ना? Y becomes 0. बच्चे कई बार many times we will have different equations in which we have some condition and equal to 0. So we have to find the roots. We have to find the solution. है ना? So that is why we are considering. We are studying quadratic equations so that we can find the solution. We can find what are the solution of the particular equation which we have got. Okay, we will do examples also. But first, let's do the theory behind the actual concept. Right? Okay, so what is a quadratic equation? Is nothing but when we equate it equals to 0. So how can we find this? How can we find the values of x for which this is equal to 0? How can we find the values of x for which this is equal to 0? Okay, so the method is already we have found, already indirectly we have already found. So let's see how we can actually get using some formula or using something, we can actually get the roots. We can actually get the roots and we will get two roots. Remember, always when there is a quadratic equation, always you will get two roots. Okay. You will get two roots. So, sir, how can we get these two roots? In your 10th class, you must have seen this equation. In your 10th class, you must have seen this equation. X is equals to minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4a by 2a. Have you seen this? Yes, you must have seen this in your 10th class. Have you ever thought about how you are getting this? Sorry, 4a6, sorry. Have you ever thought about how do you get this? Have you ever thought about how did you get this? Now see, already we have derived this. See, we were having this thing. Y is equals to a into x plus b by 2a whole square minus this thing. I will write it once again. So this is y is equals to a into x plus b by 2a whole square minus of b square minus 4ac by 4a, right? So what I will do, quadratic equation means y is equal to 0. I will equate this equal to 0. So this is 0 is equals to a into x plus b by 2a whole square minus b square minus 4ac by 4a, right? I will, yes. So we by converting into perfect square, this is what we got by converting into perfect square. I will simply take this on the other side. So this will become b square minus 4ac. If I take this on the other side, b square minus 4ac by 4a is equals to a into x plus b by 2a whole square. I will divide this with a because a is non-zero. So if I divide this with a, this will become a square. So this is what we got. Okay. I can now take the roots. If I take the root on both sides, it will become plus minus. So this will become, so this is x plus b by 2a is equals to plus minus under the root of b square minus 4ac by 4a square. Okay. So if this is 4a square, so this will become x plus b by 2a is equals to plus minus under the root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, because this was 4a square, so I will take 2a. I will take b on the other side, so this becomes x is equals to minus b by 2a plus minus under the root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So 2a take common, so this will become minus b plus minus under the root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So that is how we will get to this formula of quadratic equation. Okay, I will show you once again. Just check it. Fine. So understood why we were actually doing all that derivation, so that we could first analyze what kind of a expression it is, and second we can get to the actual formula. And so indirectly we did two things at the same time. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, let's check this one. Yeah, okay, okay. Just check. I want you to copy it, write it down, and then we'll move on. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes. Just copy it down. I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay, fine. No problem. Okay. Okay, take time. Copy this. Okay, have you copied? Okay, Gandhi, let's see what you are asking. Just wait, just wait. Can you write your question once again, please? Gagandeep, can you write the question once again? I missed your question. Bache, this is the second class, na? Yeah, day before yesterday on the same. This is second class on the same concept. Bache, root, there was a root on whole. There was a root on whole, so 4a square becomes 2a. है ना? 4a square, there was a root on it. Okay, just take the previous page. What's a recorded video? You can ask from the coordinator. I am not. Okay. Recording videos, if you want, you can ask from this the coordinator. Okay, from whomever you are getting. If I'm not sure if they provide, right? If they are keeping the record. So here I divided, this was a into x, so I took a this side, so this becomes 4a square. Gayatri, this a, if I take this side, so this will become 4a square. It is the overall sign, bacha. It is the overall sign of this whole. So this is under root. So plus minus, so the whole thing when I'm taking under root, and think about it, a is a square. Yeah, I think you can ask Chidambaram sir, if he has, he will provide you. If we can provide, you can just ask. Okay, fine. So till now, what we have done, so the key points, somebody is asking what are the key points. So 2 key points. First is everything. You have to remember everything, because this is the first time you are actually doing some basic deep concept derivation. Before this class, before this in 10th class, you have only been given, okay, memorize this formula, memorize that formula, mug up this thing, mug up that thing. Right now, because you are in 11th, if you try to mug up the formula, remember this thing. If you try to mug up the formula, you will never be able to move across or move ahead of that formula. Derivation is very important for this one. This is the first derivation, this kind of a derivation which you are doing, in which you are using perfect, if you are converting perfect square to find the maxima or minima. To find the perfect, to convert into a perfect square, we actually, what we did, we found a maxima minima. So this is the first time we are using perfect square method to convert in maximum minima and finding actually the roots. Okay, till here I hope now everything is fine. Everything makes clear, makes sense that why we are converting into perfect square, to find the actual shape and to find the root. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Okay, fine. So next thing is, sir, we have already seen the shape. We have already seen the shape. It is upward facing or downward facing. It is upward facing or downward facing. Let's see. It is upward facing or downward facing. Right? Fine. Now, sir, but the function, but the quadratic expression can be of different forms. How can be of different forms? Suppose we can have x. This is x-axis. X-axis can cut the curve at 2 points. Right? One case. Sir, this is one of the case. Upward facing, x-axis is only touching at 1 point. X-axis is only touching at 1 point. Right? Another point, another case. Third case can be that x-axis, sir, does not cut at all. X-axis is something like this. Sir, these can be different, 3 different cases. Yes or no? And also, same thing can be here also. When it is downward facing, one case can be that x is cutting at 2 different points. Right? Second case can be, sir, that it is downward facing and x is cutting only at 1 point. Right? And third case can be, sir, that downward facing and x-axis is somewhere here. Understood? So, sir, how can we find out which case it is? How can we find out which case it is? Right? So now, that is what I'm saying, that how can you find out that it is this case or this case? when upward facing, or this case, or this case when it is downward facing, right? How can we find out? Okay, so now the next step is, we have found out that it is upward and downward facing just by looking at the coefficient of x square. Just by looking at the coefficient of x square, we can say, sir, whatever the case might be, I can say one thing for sure. That this is a greater than 0 and this is a less than 0. Why? Is there any doubt? This is a greater than 0, a less than 0. Yes or no? Fine. This is a greater than 0 no matter what the case it is, and this is a less than 0 no matter what the case is. This much I am 100% sure. There is no doubt about it. Okay, all these cases are coming from this, all these cases are coming from this. Now we have to look a little further. That what is happening. So in all these cases are basically considering the condition that y is equal to 0. This is the line x-axis. This is y is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. This is also y is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, and y is equal to 0. That means, sir, we just found out a formula with which we can find the roots of the quadratic equation, right? In that formula also we were using something like y is equal to 0, and we were finding out the roots, right? So is this also has to do something with that? Yes, correct. So what we can do is, Amreen, it is correct. You have to use discriminant. I will explain. So this is x is equals to minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Right? This was the root. है ना? How are we getting this? We were getting this. है ना? We were getting this by equating y is equal to 0. है ना? Equating y is equal to 0. Okay. So what I will do, I will not write this b square minus 4ac again and again and again. What I will do, I will simply write this as minus b plus minus under the root of d by 2a. Just for the sake of convenience, I'm writing this as a new constant d. है ना? हाँ, very good. D is known as discriminant. है ना? Now this discriminant is the one which actually tells you what kind of a curve it will be. This discriminant will tell you what kind of a curve it will be. Okay, A has already told you upward or downward. This discriminant will tell you what kind of a curve it will be. Understood? Now let's take first case. Let's take first very simple case, which is, let's take d is equal to 0. First case, case 1, let's take d is equal to 0. Okay, now tell me what will be the value of x. Tell me what will be the value of x. What will be the value of x? 0 minus b by 2a. X will be minus b by 2a. This part will get removed. So plus minus 0 will not make any difference. So we will get x is equals to minus b by 2a. Only one value, because this is plus minus 0, only one value, right? That means, and see, I have told you that quadratic equation will always give you how many roots? Will always give you two roots, right? But sir, here what we are getting? We are only getting that it is minus b by 2, only one root. But what it is actually happening, what is this case is, this is not just one root, this is equal roots. We are still getting two roots. But both roots are equal. So both roots are same root, but how many roots we are getting? We are getting two roots. Always, quadratic equation will always give you two roots. In this case, both roots are equal. That is why you are able to see only one. We will say this is equal roots. Fine. So the first case is when d is equal to 0, x is equals to minus b by 2. बच्चे you will understand when I'll take the second case. You will understand what is meaning by equal roots. Now take case 2 when d is greater than 0. when d is greater than 0, when d is greater than 0, let's see what is happening. So in what will you get? X is equals to, what will you get? X is equals to, now when d is equal to 0, you will get some constant value here, under root of 4, suppose under root of 5 or something. So you will get minus b plus under root of d by 2a, comma, minus b minus root d by 2a. Right? So what you are getting? Two different roots. You are getting two different roots, right? So here also you are getting two roots, but they are different. Okay. First, what we will do? We will try to check what this will make in terms of graph. What is this meaning of? What is this graphically means? What does these two cases graphically means? Right? So again, I will take case one, or when for a greater than 0 and a less than 0. A greater than 0 means I have to draw always upward facing. Case 1, d is equals to 0. Equal roots, that means this graph will be something like this. Right? And this will be the single root. This will be that single root for which y is equal to 0. What will be the value of this point? Minus b by 2. Understood? This will be the single root. X is equals to minus b by 2. Single root. Equal roots. Equal roots. Under roots. Understood? Fine. In the second case, again, this is when d is equal to 0. Second case, in when a is less than 0, when d is equal to 0, again what will you get? This is x-axis. Again, I know it is downward facing, so it will be something like this. Understood? Equal roots. This will be the point where curve will intersect with x-axis, and it is only single point. That means what we are getting equal. Okay. Now let's look at this part. What is this? D greater than 0. You will get two distinct points. So let's draw this curve, x-axis. So the curve will be something like this. This is point 1. This is point 2. So this is x1. Suppose x2. Two distinct roots. This is the case when d is greater than 0. Okay. Same for this one. Now this will be downward facing, but it will intersect the x-axis at 2 points. Again, this will be x1, this will be x2. Two distinct roots, d greater than 0. By these 4 parts, everybody is able to understand? Yes or no? Just tell me. Yes or 1. Type yes or 1, whatever it is, I will understand. Yes. 1, yes, 1, yes, sir. Very good. Excellent class, excellent. Okay. Stalin bacha, what you are not able to understand, tell me. By already we have taken a greater than 0 and a less than 0. A greater than 0 always upward. A less than 0 always downward. Okay. Case 1, d is equal to 0. Equal root. That means only one point it will touch. Second case, d greater than 0, 2 points intersection. How can you write a function? No, but write a function by viewing the graph afterwards. First we have to understand the graph. Baad mein we will move in the reverse direction. Just by looking at the graph we can tell. Understood, Ashwin? Now the third thing is, sir, what will happen when the curve is, so this is from downwards, I'm moving little upward. So this was downward, I'm moved upward. This is and upward, I moved downward. Sir, what was the third case? What was the last case? Last case when d is less than 0. By we have taken d equal to 0. We have taken d greater than 0. And the third is we have taken d less than 0. Now this case is very important for you to understand. This third case, which is a very important case, this is d less than 0. Sir, what is d less than 0 means? This means the root does not exist. Very good. Why? Because x is equals to minus b plus minus under the root of d by 4a. Under the root of negative values is not defined in maths. Under the root of negative value is not defined in maths. So why are we getting negative? Why are we getting d negative? Have you thought about it? Why are we getting d negative? Why are we getting d negative? If we have not done any mistake, have we done any mistake in the derivation? if we are getting something in root of negative, that means we have done some mistake in the derivation. Can anybody point out what mistake we did in the derivation? Why are we getting d less than 0? Why are we getting d less than 0? What mistake we did in the derivation? Can anybody figure out why we are getting d less than 0? What did we did in the derivation? Sine, somebody is saying sine. 4ac is greater than b square. So why we are getting that 4? Sir, b must be plus or minus. Okay, let's see. Let's see. See, beginning, in the beginning, what we did? In the beginning, we assumed what? That y should be equal to 0. है ना? In the beginning, we assumed y should be equal to 0. Yes or no? That only then we can get the roots when y is equal to 0. So that means for all cases, yes, for all cases, what we assume that there will be a point on x, there will be a point for x such that you will get equal to 0. है ना? There will be a point on x such that you will get equal to 0. But for this kind of case, for this kind of case, suppose this is y-axis, this is x-axis. For this kind of case, tell me, will there be any x for which y will be equal to 0? Is this curve ever touching x-axis? No, it is not touching. So, sir, and also for this case, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Is there any point on x such that it is touching? No. So that means, sir, one assumption we took wrong. In that case, one assumption we took wrong. In this case, when d is less than 0, that we assumed y to be equal to 0, and then for the general, we assumed that it will be 0 for at least one. And in this case, we are getting 0. So that means what we are getting? We are getting imaginary roots. Imaginary means कि भाई in our dreams we were thinking that it will be equal to 0, but actually we are getting nothing. We are getting no real value of x for which it will be 0. For example, suppose y is equals to x square plus 2. है ना? Suppose this was a quadratic expression. Y is equals to x square plus 2. Now, what we did, iota, no. Iota, we will not talk about iota, right? Ashwin, okay? Right now, do not think about imaginary or what it is. Just graphically, let's understand what this means. Y is equals to x square plus 2. So I assumed y is equal to 0. So 0 is equals to x square plus 2. And we got x square is equals to minus 2. Now, this was our assumption that y can be equal to 0. But our assumption is wrong. Why it is wrong? Because x square can never be negative. So that means something we did wrong. Understood, everyone? Everybody understood till here? Yes or no? Yes. Very good. So let's neatly draw those 6 cases. So one for a greater than 0, other for a less than 0. Okay, I will make those 6 cases. For a greater than 0, the curve will be always upward. For less than 0, case will be downward. Now this is for d greater than 0, d equal to 0, and d less than 0. D greater than 0, d equal to 0, d less than 0. I want you to draw this and then draw x-axis. Then draw x-axis for each one. I just want you to draw it first, and then let's tally what you have drawn and what I will draw. First draw these 6 figures and then draw x-axis according to it. Okay, so the first one, d greater than 0. How many roots? 2 roots. That means he will have 2 points. Very good. Same thing with this, d greater than 0. That means 2 points. D equal to 0, how many points? 1 point. Equal roots, that means this point, right? This one also, this point. And the last one does not intersect at all here. Very good, very good. Okay, so I will write also this. Okay, so I hope this part is okay. Fine, we will keep the class till here. Remaining we will do in the next class. I hope today's class everybody is able to understand what we did and why we did. You know, why we did what we did in the first place. Darshan, again you have started. Okay, yeah, I will. Okay, let's see. I will show you the slides. If you want to take, just take the snapshot. Kevin, what is good for the student? Tell me. It is good for the students. Tell me, Salim, what have? Okay, thank you, Kevin. Thanks for the appreciation. Yeah, see, first we have done from mathematical to the graphical. Next part will be, now we are throwing from mathematical to graphical, so we will go backward also. We'll go backward also. But if the class goes till complex, then I will be the only one who will be teaching. I'll be the one who will be taking your level. If things does not change. Okay. So today's class ends here. We will start with some more discussion about what we did in the next class. Something which I left out, we'll discuss. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.